Hello everybody and welcome back. This is episode 10 of Valeria Dominates Underrail. In the last episode, we did Dude's other quest, and we now find ourselves just outside of Dude's cave home, down here in the upper caves. We're currently pretty isolated from anywhere that we have been before, and we need to find our way through the caves to get back to civilization. So there are a lot of nasty, deadly critters down here. For instance, if we were to go this way, what you will see is that it is not a good, safe place to be. If I keep going that way, we'll run into, I think, even more nasty trawlers. So let's not do that. We can poke our heads up over here. And there are some Moonatechs and a way up. There's also a little cave over here that's full of side beetles. I don't really want to deal with that cave right now. And as much as I would like to whoop all these lunatics, I don't think I'm quite at the point where I'll be able to do that. Well, at least not as smoothly as I would like to. This is another horrible crawler-infested location. A really unfortunate thing about hyperallergenic is that if you, I don't even have an antidote. If I did, and I were to use it right now, what you would discover is that, oops, that was bad planning. That it does a lot of damage to me because, antidote's a medicine. Anyway, let me, go ahead and just deal with my, poisoning and stunning and all that here. Then we'll poke our heads up out of the caves. This brings us up to a location pretty close to Foundry. Among other things, there is a lab right over here which has some pretty neat loot in it. And also some crawlers. And boxing gloves, which I have never used, but there are some interesting builds that you can make with boxing gloves. Primarily because they give, wow, 10% bonus damage for every point in strength above 5, so if you have a really high strength character, you could be pretty damaging with those. If we go downstairs here, what you're gonna see is a lot of spiders. I can see something somewhere at that door. I think I'll actually start by trying to take this guy out. Using my classic, spider hunting technique. That did not work out in my favor. But I guess anyone that you walk away from is fine. We're just gonna spend a little time down here healing up before we continue. Go faster. There's a quest that requires you to come down here, but off of my top of my head, I can't actually remember which one it is. Let's save before we venture deeper here. So, lots of coil spiders down here. And maybe I'll come around the corner here. Oh, shoot. That is a coil spider right there. Cool. Oh, yeah, I kind of strayed there. Let's see here. Okay. When he comes by, I don't have Dirty Kick handy, and I don't have my temporal contraction, but I did get the incapacitate there. And, oh, that's still a turn away. See if we get lucky 2 rounds in a row. Not bad. Okay. Area. So sometimes the random number generator is nice. It doesn't happen all that often, but we got lucky that time. So next up, we're to come over here and take out this other jerk. This will be a more standard, quick kill there. And we're gonna work our way through here pretty quickly. You need to be careful that when you notice the webs, you don't accidentally end up stopping on one of those shocky squares, because it will kill the shit out of you instantly. Oops. I hit the spacebar twice, and I am dead. There we go. Back into stealth mode. turn the power generator off and then back on. A classic engineering fix from times of old. These no longer get all shocky, but we still have power for other things, which will be useful upstairs. We got one more of these guys to deal with here. Nice, 198 damage, that's what I like to see. So, come down over here and take a look in these boxes. Some kind of gold-painted disc, bunch of crafting parts, and the item I actually came here for, which is Power Fist. A high-tech electrified punching thing that also gives you some bonus strengths. Oh, shit. There's another spider over there, and I am not stealthed. Okay, here we go. Let's go take care of him real quick. Come on, keep walking. Oh. Like, it's good that you stop when you see traps because you might walk into them, but it's also incredibly annoying because you stop when you see traps and then you get spotted. I don't have a good solution for that. No matter how it works, I'm going to complain. Which maybe means it's more of a me problem, but... Ah, damn. Anyway, let's go and finish looting down here real quick. And head back upstairs. So the power is now nice and stable here, which means that things like electronic locks will work all the time instead of flickering on and off. I can only pick up 2... Hey, wait a minute, don't I have, Oh, that is my Mark III. Yeah, I can't pick that, I'm 5 short. And even with my Mark III Hexor candy that... Okay, I just need to power it. And here we go. I can't remember exactly. I think I'm mixing up 2 different labs like this, because I thought there was going to be empty crawlers over here. Anyway, let's slap on some anti-toxic gear here. We're gonna wear this biotechnician suit as well, which should render us pretty much completely immune to everything in here. Not that there's really that much good, but better to just grab all of the loot and then sort it out. I don't need this. I don't need this. We're in that. Most of I got that's really heavy here. Wish that's why. It's kind of valuable. I'll keep that. That's pretty mediocre. Those I definitely don't need. That's enough race space freed up. Oh. I forgot to switch my armor. You cannot switch while your stealth is in cooldown. Just to prevent people from cheesing the stealth mechanics. I mean, I guess it would be pretty noticeable if you were, you know, changing your armor next to a guy you just snuck up on. Seems like a noisy process. There's a door over there next to the bots, but it, seems a little hard to get to. Some neat stuff there. So one of the things we can learn about here, some electro refining, which will be useful in Core City. Most of the data here is damaged. Info about protein design is nice. And that's all we can get out of that. Nothing to do in that room. Still can't open that. Not if I'm gonna be able to sneak over there without getting caught by the robot, but also I don't know if it's really a good idea to sneak in here. I can't remember what's in here. So we're just gonna wing it. Too much shit in my inventory. Here we go. I have no use for that. Would be nice to loot that box, but I'm not sure how I would deal with these bots. Maybe it's a good spot to demonstrate the power of the fist, though. So let me go ahead and charge that up. Yeah, we'll just top it up. I really don't want EMP grenades. Maybe some high explosive. Oh, and why not charge the laser cat too? Just remember not to overcharge them. Another thing we can do here is, oops, can't hold too much tension. Plop a EMP mine right here. Okay. I hit myself. That sucked. I almost died from the hit. I had to waste action points recharging the weapon. But it all worked out in the end. Man, what a waste. And I discharged my laser cat again. Get the little trap bonus from Jack next day. Still not enough to disarm that mine. So, we'll just leave it there. It's kind of old data medium. The younger members of the audience may recognize that particular gizmo as the save icon. was the other oddity I picked up down here? This thing, mutated cockroach. Just in case you were curious about the oddities. So, I am 1 fist richer. Oh, I should, top up my psi meter here real quick. Okay. So now, we're gonna head down through here. A lot of friendly rat hounds because I am wearing my regalia. And they are all my pals. However, those are not rat hounds. That's a regular-ass dog. And regular-ass dogs are not my friends. They are vicious little bastards. So we're gonna stab the crap out of it. Ugh. I hate when they tackle. They're so annoying. Damn it. Did not mean to run over here. Oh well. Okay, there we go. Burger poison, train log, medical supplies. By the way, this is what I was trying to do a couple episodes ago before I switched off of the legacy version. Apply poison to weapon, and then the next 10 hits will apply poison to the person you hit. You can stack up a fair amount of poison on your enemies that way. I think Burger poison stacks 5 times, am I remembering that right? Yeah, 5 times. So, can be a pretty powerful effect. Anyway. Here we are in Foundry. Trying to remember if I have anything I really want to do in Foundry. I think I'm just gonna stop by the shops, see what I can sell, see if there's anything good to buy, and then, we're gonna make our way to Southgate Station. Do I still have... I do. An impure chromium blade and a borer in my inventory. That's another reason to visit Southgate. We can handle a couple of different quests while we're there. But let's go talk to West in his electronics shop first. We'll sell things that I am unlikely to have a use for later on. Pick up a little bit of cash. Oh, there's another thing we can do now. You might recall from the last time we were in Foundry that I wanted to get something over here, but it didn't exist. It would be that. It is the Wicked Hook. Wicked Hook allows you to use a feat that I don't have. Without requiring the target to be stunned. It's... I should try to put this on my action bar so I remember I have it. Because I haven't used it yet. So, Wicked Hook's actually not very useful to me, but I just like to hoard all of the unique items in the game. I don't know why I went into stealth right there. It's just kind of a instinctive move for me, I think. Always go sneak mode. we'll just swing by Kevin's illicit shop down here. Don't really need that either. I'm gonna keep the rest of this crap. And for this character, he doesn't usually have much that I'm actually interested in buying. If I had Mercantile, he might have some more interesting grenades. But as it stands, I think we're just gonna go ahead and hop the train. So, we'll use a Forge ticket, and we're going to SGS. I think I heard from someone that you can, actually get caught using the Forge tickets, like there's a very small chance of it, but that has never happened to me. So I'm not too worried about it. We're gonna dump all of this crap in here. And also my wicked hook. I'm gonna drop... Well, no, I'll sell the knife. I'll stash those, though. I don't normally need these things with me. That looks better. Now I need to talk to this bloke, Quentin. So, last episode I convinced Dude that gathering all the ingredients to make juice was not a great use of my time, and we decided that I would get him a supplier here at Southgate Station. So, talk to Quentin. I need someone to supply a friend of mine with plants and fungus. His name is Dude. He'll come by to collect it himself. Yeah, so red dreams and like Bob Meese. I'm gonna go ahead and lie and claim that he is making brew in Core City. Anyway, Quentin will deal with Dude. So now when I go back to Dude, I should be able to get some brewskis. Well, some juices, specifically. I don't have many Molotovs, so I'm just gonna stock up while I'm here. Since we discovered where the cube was, Adrian Tanner's gonna be interested because that's the quest he sent us on. We tracked the cube to the Cortec facility 2 episodes ago. Short of snatched just before I could get it. Tanner's a calm guy, though. Says it's unfortunate. And, that we can't leave the artifact in the hand of religious zealots. It must be in Upper Underrail at the Institute. He wants me to infiltrate it and retrieve the cube. So, my new mission, got a little XP there. My new mission is to infiltrate the Institute of Chort and find that damn cube. I am all out of bear tracks. Can you believe it? Sprint by some more of those. And pick a few pockets, find out. Haven't done this in a while. people may all have empty pockets, though. Oh well. Oh, shoot. There's a merchant there. Sometimes you get a traveling merchant that shows up here. No, he's old and yeah, getting tired, but he's a veteran and has a few tricks up his sleeve. Anyway, sometimes they have interesting stuff. Grab the repair kit blueprint, just because those are pretty handy to have on hand. I don't have any mechanical repair kits. I'm gonna grab one of those as well. Since my knife will probably break soon. Yep. Okay, now we need to go to engineering. And talk to our old spooky friend Ezra. Maybe not Ezra. Nope, I don't even have the quest yet. So I can't do anything about it. Alright. We're going back to Foundry because I skipped a step. And also so that we can go and visit Dude again. I'll visit Dude first. Dude has... So, same path we took before in reverse. Foundry's actually pretty close to Dude's house. So we just gotta head back up that way. No worries about rat hounds. We'll stealth up, climb down, and pop back in to let Dude know that everything's set up and he can get the ingredients from Quentin. There's the Dude. And somehow Dude already has the juice ready for me. He's already been to see Quentin. Quentin, knows how hard it is being the Dude. Or did he say making the brew? Anyway. Dude had a vision and saw me making the deal with Quentin, and knew what he had to do, so he went and got everything before I got back, so that the brew would already be ready for me, so I can buy 8 bottles of juice right now. You can pay Dude in mushroom brew, which I think I will do because they're a little bit heavy. Anyway, I now have my 8 bottles of juice. Did anybody think I'd hear? A few good saleable items there. So we'll take those back to Foundry with us. And now, you'll be able to see what the juice is really all about. Right after we get that quest that I'm missing. We look at my Foundry quests. The only thing I've got is to kill Baylor, which is not the quest I've been trying to do there. Alright, so I need to talk to the mayor. So he's got problems with the mine creatures, because I have already helped out with both Evelyn Ingram and her murder spree, as well as helping them with the Todor Sally Watch investigation, even though I happen to beat them astray. I'm clearly trustworthy, so they're gonna bring me in on the whole mine creature rubble. So, some horrible monsters in a cave that is full of all kinds of chromium and other resources have been causing problems for Foundry. There's a big creature called the Beast. It is a four-legged boulder covered in chromium and damn near unstoppable. Shooting burning grenades. Nothing's blasting through its armor. And most of the men they sent to clear it are now dead. The mine has been closed, but if they don't deal with it, they're going to run out of ore in a week. And then production in Foundry will stop. If production stops, they won't have any money to pay the Foundry guard, and Foundry would rapidly fall to bandits. So this is a major existential crisis for them. They can't just blast it because there's a lot of danger from danger of collapsing things. Some murders I helped solve were attributed to it, so, you know, they'd be happy with me. Yeah, Foundry Guard does not operate on goodwill. If, So this keep bugging talking, but the important thing here is that I need to find a way to stop the big creature, and I need to learn more about the creatures in the mines. And I have already picked up the items that I need to do that. So now I just need to go and find a scientist who can help me figure out what all that shit means. And luckily, I have access to some of the best scientists in Underrail. Spruna. Delta transition zones there and let our game. It's actually not a bad thing because I forgot one more thing I wanted to do here. I have a tendency to get ahead of myself. I'm sure you're all aware. Here we are. Okay, back in Foundry one more time. We're gonna pop up this ladder. And then we're gonna chug some juice. And look at that, there is another rift. So we'll go ahead and attune ourselves to it. And we have 15 minutes of second save, which we're going to use to run around and find a whole bunch of different rifts that we can use to hop around Underrail. courtesy of Dude. I am eventually gonna deal with these bandits, but, not while I have a counter that's running. You know, the brew is not free. The juice, rather. They have a base value of 500. And I'm not just gonna throw away money like that. There's a rift down here at the entrance of Core City. Still got 12 minutes on the clock here. So let's head up to the merchant floor. We're gonna poke our head into Oscar's weapons store for just a second and sell him as many guns as he will buy, which is all of the ones I was carrying. And then we're gonna pop down this ladder over here and find another rift. And we're gonna pop back down to the entrance. Because I'm a freaking rift walker now, and just travel through holes in reality. No big deal. Now, back here at Southgate Station. Going to swing down to the agronomy and pens. And the reason I keep a pile of stuff right there is because there is another rift. So, Dude came by and saw Quentin. Quite an unusual, character. He arrived here not long after, we spoke. He was not wholesome looking, but polite, and, had an argument over him wanting to pay in brew, but eventually sorted it out. And then, after picking up the package, he went into the storage room. Quentin yelled at him about it not being the elevator, but he went inside and rifted right out of there. Quentin has decided that this is a prank. Ha ha ha. And, oh yeah, I'm gonna ask him about, the creatures in Foundry. Here's the captured worm. Now, he's very curious about this. I handled it with bare hands, and it was fine. Quentin examines the little worm thing. When he returns, he's, says he would never dissect the creature without doing so, but without dissection, he can tell me a few things that he learned. And the heads are used for actual drilling. Which is pretty wild. And has a segmented body with thick skin and soft, delicate scales. When he did psi readings, however, they were off the charts. It has a very strong psi signature. so strong that he's surprised it hasn't used some sort of defensive psi abilities on us. It's an extremely complex signature, and he's having trouble interpreting it despite being one of Safgate Station's preeminent psychics. Analyzing it is well above his skill level, but he thinks it would be very interesting if I were to bring this to Ezra. So, upstairs to Ezra we go. Where the fuck am I going? Penching and Cyberlets. So, time to go see Ezra. So, Ezra, I'm going to ask to look at the aggravated little borer creature. Ezra uses his dock control to make it tranquil and motionless. You can be a dick, but I don't really see the point when you're asking someone for help, so... Found it in a mine in Foundry. Ezra's questions about this are very pointed. He wants to know if there were any other creatures living in close proximity. The creatures with shells made of rock and metallic blades on their back. And muttering to himself, he calls it another adaptation, so he's clearly familiar with this particular thing. Foundry has trouble with the creatures because they're infesting the mines. There's a big one that no one knows how to kill. Now that he understands everything, he'll tell me what I need to know. The creature that I've brought him is a larval form of the rock creatures that Foundry's dealing with. He's encountered them in a past in a different form, and he can help me find a weakness. This is actually a little bit of a hint about Ezra's origin. It'll become clearer later on in the game that he has encountered them in the past and precisely what that means. So when we get that far, I'm going to call back to this moment, and if you've been watching all the way through, you'll get the payoff for dealing with who knows how many more hours of watching me die by that point. I have a piece of blade that I have just given him. He's gonna go and run some tests on that while I wait here and do nothing. Probably annoy the people in the lab. So, the impure chromium blade that I brought him is over 90% chromium. The other 10% is what differentiates vermin from a walking apocalypse. The surrounding rock around Foundry is some of the hardest minerals in nature, and that forms the living armor of these creatures. Their whole bodies are composed of metals and minerals in varying quantities. In the smaller creatures, you can overcome their robustness just by wailing on them, but in the beasts, he would suggest just collapsing the cave, but that's not an option or I wouldn't be here, as was very smart. There is a way, however. The temperature necessary to melt their shells is 2,500 degrees centigrade. And, despite the high heat resistance, that is likely how we're gonna have to defeat them, with a furnace or something else that can melt chromium. So I'm gonna need a way to lure it in. And because he has done some previous research, or at least encountered it, he knows how they communicate, and he's going to improvise a device out of components that he has on hand to summon the creature. Probably summon the creature, maybe summon something else. Who knows? He'll have a button. He's pretty helpful. He's also not charging me for any of this, which is, more than I can say for most people, so. Now, say what you will about weird old Ezra, he can be pretty helpful. So I now have a psi amplifier, which I can use to lure the beast. But there's a few more places I want to visit before my juice wears off. Oh, I need to remember to remove my armor before I enter Camp Hathor. Because I'm wearing the Rat Hound regalia, people in Camp Hathor will attack me on sight. Because they don't like the Rat Hound King, and my awesome boobs notwithstanding, they will mistake me for him. Instead, I want to get in a fight with Rat Hounds right here. Oh shit, he can already see me. Okay. I thought I would sneak in and, take my armor off down in the southern section of that map, but people in Camp Hathor apparently very good sentries because they spotted me right away. So I'm just gonna wander in here in my underwear real quick. And right over here next to my Camp Hathor stash is yet another rift. Anything good here? A lot of traps, a lot of traps. I'll come back for him. Anyway, now we can pop right back over to Foundry. Throw my armor back on. And, oh, it's not time to talk to Dan yet. First, I need to go and deal with the how are we gonna melt the beast problem. The answer to that, of course, is use a giant furnace. And Foundry is full of some pretty big furnaces. A lot of melted metal here. But the really big furnace is back here. Big Bertha. And the stone in Bernard is trying to repair it, but he's not having a great time of it. So, I have some important questions for Mr. Bernard. I want to know how the furnace repairs are going. And by the furnace, of course, Gloria. I don't like called it Big Bertha. That's a cannon from Total Annihilation. Anyway, Gloria. That's what I meant. Bernard has an odd affinity for this particular furnace, but I mean, I kind of get it. He's quite attached to the furnace, though. But it's got an electrical problem, and he's having trouble repairing it. And the mayor is a visionless bugger and doesn't think it's worth repairing. Can go up to 3,500 degrees centigrade, which is plenty hot enough for me. So, I now have a plan. The plan is fix the furnace, lure the beast, not the beast. It's the best plan anyone has come up with so far. Swear to go and talk to the mayor and try to get him on board. So I have learned about the beast and how to defeat it. Extreme heat, 2,500 degrees. Lure the creature into the metalworks, kill it with molten metal. But the mayor has a vendetta against Goria. And he's instructed me not to listen to Bernard. Chief is worried about the danger of this plan, and none of the working furnaces could melt it. So basically, the mayor is a wanker, and the chief is a little too cautious and conservative about luring a giant murderous monster into in a city full of people he's supposed to protect. I get his perspective, I guess, but really they both suck. The chief's a little better than the mayor, but either way, they're not gonna help. So we're just gonna do our own thing, which is that same plan they just said no to, but without their help. 'Cause fuck them. So how about I help repair the furnace? 'Cause I want to use it to kill the beast from the mine. So Goria has power problems. My electrical skill is nowhere near up to snuff. Pretty unfortunate. Do I even have electronics yet? Yeah, not very much though. So I need to bring someone else in who can fix this. The obvious choice, since it's an electronic problem, would be West, who owns the electronics shop here in Foundry. We're gonna head over to his shop and see if we can get him to help us out. Luckily, I have a decent stack of money. If I'm remembering correctly, he kind of charges a fortune for this. West does not consider Bernard the sanest man, possibly because he is in love with Goria, but he has no issue with the problem as long as he gets paid. He wants 500 stitching coins. And, I am not able to talk him down, so... Big ol' piece of my money. And there's a couple more stops we need to make before we can pull the trigger on this. West came and fixed Gloria. Just like I paid him to do. So, Gloria needs ore before she can melt. You use the cart system to deliver everything. So I need to load 30 impure chromium blades. We can use the mine entrance over here. You may recall in an earlier episode that I picked up a cheat card that allows me to control the cart system here. This is what that key card is for. Let me go ahead and load this up because it's a little bit better for wailing on hard targets like blade blings than my knife. Although it is more action points and decidedly lower crit chance, so there's a trade-off there too. It also won't get the benefit of Ripper, which increases my crit damage bonus as my enemy's health goes down. Pick up a little free TNT here. And... time to get mining. So I need 30 of these blades. And every now and then when I hit one of these bladelings, they're going to, or hit one of these rocks, it'll actually turn out to be a bladeling, and then, you know, I'll have to, whip its butt. But the bladelings drop, some crafting components and some, chromium blades. We hit the lever here. The cart will show up, and we can ditch more blades into that. They're pretty heavy, so that's a helpful thing to do. We've got another ladling here. Go ahead and stun it. I'm just gonna see how the Power Fist treats these guys in comparison to my knife, which I think the knife might still be the better choice. I just gotta live 'em. I just gotta live 'em. Okay, let's level up real fast. Melee, dodge, evasion. And I think this turn I'm just gonna put points into electronics. No feats to worry about, and then on the specialization front, can keep boosting, I'm gonna boost my crit chance. To save real quick so that if I get myself killed, I don't have to level up again. And, let's just complete this mining transaction. Wait, ran away further than I needed to there. These guys are not very fast at all. Especially when you're, able to cripple the heck out of them. Well, I don't know if that really matters. What if they were carrying a lot of weight, but I actually kind of doubt that Bladelings has a lot in their inventory. But on their own, these guys are relatively harmless to me. Maybe got in there 30. Perfect. Okay, so we're all done with this perk. We now have enough blades that we can load Gloria up and, get her melting. Just in case you're curious, here's the map of Foundry, including all of the mines. Like I said, the map in this game is actually pretty good. So if we come over to the computer console here, we can recall the cart, which shows up with the gigantic collection of 150 pounds of impure chromium plates. And then we can turn the conveyor belt on, unload the cart, and all of the ore has been looted, so we can initiate the melting process. So Gloria's ready. He's pretty sure there's going to be some heavy fighting, so he's going to stay at a safe distance. He's more of a furnace lover than a monster fighter. But with Gloria bubbling away and brewing up a whole lot of dangerous melty metal for me, I need to get ready for a very big boss fight. And I'm actually, I think, missing a few things I would like to have for it. But we can still go and get some helpers. So, step one, we're going to talk to Dan, the board guard. Dan is definitely in. A chance to try to kill the beast and do something fun is what this guy is all about. So, he's ready to cry manly tears at the plan of, melting the crap out of it. He's got some things he wants to do before we get our plan going. So I'm just gonna leave him to it and go drum up a bit more support. There's another helper that we can enlist, and I'm damn sure we're gonna need him, so, well, we could get by without him, but the more firepower, the better. Let's go talk to Saban. Pretty sure his name's Saban. Yeah, Saban. So, this guard has some scratches, dents, dried blood, on his armor. Would you like to help me kill the beast? This guy is one of the guards who was sent in to clear the mines. All of the rest of his squad got killed by the beast and the other bladelings, and he has insisted on being on duty ever since. Taken it pretty hard, and he is definitely ready to kill this thing. But he is going to join me on my secret kill the beast plan. Just him, me, and Dan. Before we do that though, I need to go and pick up a bunch of stuff. I'm just gonna ditch these traps here, and we'll pick them up when we come back, because I'm gonna need a whole bunch more. There are a lot of bladelings, and yeah, we're gonna need some serious firepower and a lot of traps to take them all out. So there's a few places I need to go. One of which is rail crossing. Man, I really need to pick up some more forge tickets too. I'm just wasting money on the Underrail Express link crazy. My stack of coins is dwindling. I gotta save up for a jet ski. Did I have anything good here? Prowler Stainer, I'll take that. Mazored Mistall. Okay. So to come and talk to Miles. My weapon is ready. It was a lot of work. He went over all the internal parts, carefully treated them. He's pretty happy with the job I left him, and we now have refurbished Thumper. 106 to 209 damage. I'm gonna have some penalties to my accuracy because my weapon skill with heavy guns is 0, and the minimum for this is 95. But it's not so bad that it's gonna stop me from raining explosive hell down on them. We're gonna pop in here real quick and talk to our boy Buzzer, if for no other reason than to sell this laser pistol. That's all I need. And then we're gonna pop right over here. hit the juice, tune to the rift, and head over to Suffocate Station. Where I will take a quick look at my available crafting supplies. I think... yeah, I have an electroshock generator and a plasma core. So... and a slightly better plasma core would be ideal here. Maybe I can get one in Junkyard when I go there. I don't think Colton will have one, but I'll just take a... oh, yeah, there we go, that's perfect. Well, I'm gonna check my dumpster first, because it's 141 coins. And I'd rather not pay it if I don't have to. Storage dumpster, what do you got for me? Lame. Okay. I have a few guns I can sell. Maybe a couple mads as well. Two of the guns. A little bit of cash there. We're gonna visit Kendrick and buy traps and caltrops. Already getting a bit heavy. Oh, I forgot something. So there's a little back alley over here that I need to visit. Because there's another rift, to which I will attune myself. And then we're gonna ditch all these traps we just bought in Foundry, because this is where we'll be using one. Then we'll nip over to Suffocate Station. If we head up to the armory, we can sell that other gun I'm carrying. And if we talk to Ezra, we might be able to find a, reasonably priced plasma core of sufficient quality. Just gonna bite the bullet and pay it because I want to have a pretty good taser here. So, oh yeah, this one takes 49 energy, a bit better. Anyway, that is our new shocky tool. We will be using that to stun the crap out of the bad guys. So that's 2 stuns I have now, because I can also dirty kick. And it works on robots. Very helpful tool. Yes, we're gonna poke our heads back downstairs, remove the armor, pop over to Camp Hathor. Pick up a bunch of traps. Head back to Foundry. Man, I love those portals. Throw the armor back on. Throw Power Fist back on to boost my strength a little bit. Grab all this stuff. And then slowly shamble over to Gloria because I'm still overweight. Even if I ate my Pentapus barbecue, it would not put me, high enough to not be walking slow. So we're just gonna slow walk our way over. Doo-dee-doo. Then we'll come back for those if we need them because we're already pretty close to the limit. I can't remember exactly how much over your carry capacity can go before you can no longer move. So here we have, in addition to Dan and Saban, a plasma sentry. The thing that Dan had to go and do before the fight was steal that from inventory. He did not properly check it out, but he did go ahead and get us a little bit of extra DACA, so definitely the good guy to bring on board. So I think I'll put that right there. And then when I come up here, down some more caltrots. Anything we can do to slow the advance or increase the amount of damage we're doing to these guys is going to be a huge benefit. And then we're just gonna come down here and start trapping like crazy. This probably don't need one there. I doubt they're gonna stand in the corner. They're all gonna try to come up and go around the fence here to kill me. I don't think the ones on the, this part are actually that helpful. Well, we're gonna load them up there anyway. I do need to leave myself a little path to get in here so that I can deploy the lure when the time comes to start the fight. But for now, we're going to just get everything nice and set up for a whole lot of blade blank killing. Because the lure does not just attract the beast, it attracts the beast's whole family. drop some of this other stuff for now, so that we can move full speed. Because I've got it on the sped up mode. That doesn't work when you're encumbered. So yeah, basically the strategy here is slow them down as much as you can because they have massive amounts of armor and there's going to be a lot of them. And we're just going to have to pour tremendous amounts of firepower down there. This might be a little bit tricky because my aim is not good, being totally untrained with my grenade launcher. I think that's exactly what you want if someone in your group is using a grenade launcher. A person who has absolutely no clue what they're doing. Okay, there we go. I mean, I think it'd be a relatively simple thing. You know, you break it in the middle, put the grenade in, point and quick interface. But I am sure I will fuck it up in exciting and unexpected ways. I can go through there, but not there. So right here. Oh, I'm out of regular traps, finally. So let's go ahead and so I need to be able to walk like that. Okay. So we'll start placing these traps here. And ideally, Dan will survive this fight because there's another fight later on that he will also help with. I'm gonna go grab those other 15 traps that they left outside. And this is not the last time you're going to see me fill an entire room with just a comical amount of traps. There's one later on that will be even more ridiculous and overdone. Generally speaking, they're gonna try to follow the shortest path to where they're going, so with the exception of like some guys getting stuck on the edge here and them going around, they're not really gonna use the second row that much, just based on the pathfinding algorithm they use, so it's generally a better idea to have a long row of traps like this, as long as you stand against the fence or over here to lure them towards you. Put one there just because it's easy enough to go around. Okay. And let's make sure that this whole area is nice and caltroppy. Okie-dokie. You load up my thumper here. How's my blade's condition? Good enough. I'm gonna want more... thing of beauty. I'm gonna want more high explosive rounds for this. Basically, the moral of the story here is if you're going to lure a giant, heavily armored monster into a trap. Make sure it's a heavily trapped trap. Kevin should have plenty of 40mm high explosive grenades. He's got another 21. So... meaning... I should get some hand grenades too. And probably charge my laser cat. Oh yeah. I think for this fight I'm gonna go quantity over quality. And I'll also put Molotovs on there. Really nice thing about bear traps versus any other kind of trap you can put down is that grenades and Molotovs will not disable your bear traps. But if I were to put like acid wop traps down there, for instance, they would very likely be destroyed by the first round of blasting that we do. We've got 25 additional grenades there, and I'm only gonna be able to shoot one per round. Okay. So, go ahead and set that up. And then very shortly, the bad guys are gonna start showing up. I'll put one acid trap down here just to, hopefully get any stragglers. And then, for right now, I'm gonna hang out up top. Save again, so that when I die, I don't have to reset the amplifier. Oh, shit. I forgot an important step. You have to turn the damn thing on before you can use it. Ah, that startled me. So, here we are. Bladelings have arrived. I have a 10% chance to hit, which I have missed right off the bat. And I just trapped myself. This is already stupid. I'll pick that up. And do this not wrong. I'm gonna go and stand next to these guys because with how bad my grenade launchering is, I think I'm pretty likely to end up shooting them on accident. And I don't want to turn them hostile halfway through the fight. There we go. That was a much better opening. Although I am time dilated for the next 4 rounds now. And as you can see, they're really starting to show up. My inability to land good shots with the grenade launcher is definitely going to be problematic in this fight. But my helpers are doing a fair bit of damage, and the traps are keeping them pretty locked down. And yeah, there's luckily enough of them that when I do miss, I still manage to do some damage anyway. We go ahead and set them all on fire. Doesn't do a ton because they have really good heat resistance. Which I kind of forgot about until literally right now. It's so annoying. Okay, next turn. We'll lost them for now. I'm just gonna see if I can land a hit with my laser cat. Also a 10% chance to hit due to my lack of gun skill. But at least they're taking, you know, bio damage from the poison. Go ahead and, is he gonna drop another, shot on them? There we go. And if we get lucky, we won't get the, psychotemporal contraction on the other side. So those will just be reaction points. We will find out shortly. Discovered on a previous run of this fight that it's not a good idea to caltrap this area because Dan has a tendency to walk over there and poison himself. Oh man, missed all of them. But hey, no temporal contraction, so those really were just free action points. Very nice. If I get lucky here, hit a few of them. So now they are pushing pretty far up into my defenses there, but we're still making Alright, landed a, cat laser hits Bladeling for 16 damage. No complaints there. And this is why Thumper is such a ridiculous crutch for, group fights. If I had to be over there stabbing them, you know, I'd be doing a fair amount of damage, but nothing equivalent to when I actually managed to hit with one of these, you know. 42 heat, 36 mechanical on one guy. When you end that in a big group, it really adds up. I also can't remember exactly how many waves we're gonna be fighting here, but it's gonna be a few. Man, I'm really good at hitting that one spot where nobody's standing. The caltrops are doing really good work here to keep them from stepping on too many of my traps. Keep them slow, waste their time. That's the ideal here. Got lucky again. No psychotemporal contraction. It's a 52% chance, so slightly beating the odds. based on where they are, I think I'm actually gonna start making my way around here. Because it's getting to be about time for me to get in there and get stabby. Oh, there's a whole new horde coming through. Maybe that wasn't the best choice, and you can't... Can I shoot straight through that? I didn't think I could. Well, that sucks. That really sucks. So they're hostile now, and I have to start over. That is why I like to stand over here and not fuck up my grenade shots. So... You'd think, you know, they'd be aware that friendly fire is a risk, but they just go ahead and turn hostile if you ever fuck up. I think shooting at me while there's bladelings to fight would be pretty stupid, but I guess the town guard is not usually top of the class. So, yes, it's gonna take a while. Noted, there are at least 4 waves to deal with. It'd be helpful if my memory wasn't so bad. I'll try to play a little bit quicker without screwing up here so we can get through this. Would probably also be helpful if I knew exactly how far things could scatter and was strategically placing my shots. But I'm just eyeballing it because I don't know the exact mechanic. All these missed shots are really unfortunate. That only hit one guy. You know, it's enough to make me, consider taking, versatility, but I don't really have a, feat I would like to swap out from my plan. One of the things I do like about this game is that there's basically never a wasted skill point or, feat when you're leveling up. In some games you get to a point where you level up and well, it doesn't really matter what I put to these points into because, you know, I have everything that I'm going to use. And I use 10 out. The level up loses some of its weight, I guess. But in Underrail, every single feat has exceptional fucking shitballs. I didn't mean to click over there. Every feat has value. And there's really no room for throwaways, which is why feats like Peck Rat just don't make any kind of sense. Like, okay, you can carry slightly more loot, but now you're not as good in combat, and you're gonna die horribly. And I just don't see much point to that. there's always a useful combat feat that you can take. To the point where even being able to accurately drop my grenades and do more damage, it's still not really worth it. Because I could be that much better at stabbing if I used the feat for something else. Anyway, they're clustering up nicely, and... Whoops, that's already magazine full, so we're good. Hit 4 of them, not too bad. I don't know, maybe I will take versatility just for the utility it provides in Expedition. Wasted shot. Man. I really need to actually land a grenade on those guys, because they're getting... It's a dangerously large group that is right up on the exit now. I'm getting to be at the end of my launcher range. Oh. Don't have enough to... Shit, I thought they gave me 25. I just don't know what I'm doing. Cool. Well, we'll save 10 of those, 20 points to escape myself anyway. Yeah, not thrilled about how far they're getting this time. Shit! That went well. And now I'm time dilated. So... At least I can, I'm gonna shift my throw up there just a little bit, because I'm nervous about accidentally hitting Saban again. And they're getting further than I would like. Yeah, this is not great. In my last Chi dominating runs, I had versatility as a skill, whereas a feat, and it really makes your grenade launching a lot more effective because, yeah, you're usually only off by a square or two, versus completely missing the entire group, which is what I'm doing most of the time. Shit. Okay. Normally I only have like 1 or 2 stragglers actually make it around the corner. But I'm doing a lot worse on the flattering the group front here. violation, please. Only 10 points. Yeah, this is going a lot worse than I had hoped. Oh shit. Alright, I may have overestimated my chances here. I'm gonna go ahead and hide behind Dan. Oh boy. Yeah, not feeling great about my chances right now. Saban's soaking a fair amount of damage there, but he's almost dead too. And there are so many more coming. Now, I was really hoping not to get Dan killed in all of this, because I want to bring him in for another fight later on. But I'm thinking I might be boned on that front. Shit. Oh, I'm so scared. Okay, there goes Saban. And now they're killing Dan. Okay. Well, shit. I am not ready for this fight. Even if I lined this area over here with more caltrops and filled in a few more traps in the empty spaces here where I can still fit them, that's not gonna be enough to slow down that final swarm. And without the ability to accurately rain down grenades on them, and as you saw my fairly abysmal performance in close combat there, I think I'm going to have to just leave these guys waiting here for a while and come back a little bit later to do this fight, which I'm sure is very anticlimactic for all of you watching, but sometimes that's just how it goes in Underrail. I thought that I had enough traps here, but as I've said before, you can really never have enough traps. And this is one of those cases. I'm gonna call it here for tonight. I really don't like ending on a failure, but that is all part of the game. I will see you guys next time. Thank you for tuning in and watching me flail.